Hi everybody, I am Vanessa and this is my newborn who's sleeping, Aria. She's now 5 weeks old, a little bit over 5 weeks old, and I thought I would do some fun videos about, every month do a video about what I've learned in that month and what I wish I knew before going into it. Maybe give some products that I love or that have saved me and some advice as well. So she's asleep now. We'll take advantage of that. Month one, whew, it can be a tough one for sure. So you're in the hospital for 2 days or 4 days, depending on the type of birth you have. And I know it's tough in the hospital. You don't necessarily sleep enough there because they're coming in quite often to check on you or check on baby. So you go home feeling tired to begin with. And then it's a big adjustment. So sleep deprivation is definitely the thing that I remember most from month one. And a lot of crying in her case. Because although she looks peaceful and calm and completely relaxed now, she was not always that way. We had a lot of challenges in month one. I mean, first of all, it's a big adjustment no matter what kind of baby you have, because all of a sudden your life is not your own. Everything changes with a baby. You have to, think about things you never thought about before. Even when you're going out, where you're going and being prepared for things and whatnot. And you're up, crazy hours. You're up quite often. You're up every 2 to 3 hours just to feed her, especially if you're breastfeeding. The responsibility pretty much falls on you, so it's tough. I definitely recommend using a breast pump and pumping and having somebody else, the baby's father or your spouse or your mother or a friend, feed them at some points and give you a break. Support is so essential in that first month because it is really tough. That's my top recommendation, and to still take care of yourself, because in all of the craziness sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves because we're taking care of the baby and whatnot. But it is hard because your body is healing. Physically you're not top notch. Emotionally, your hormones are all out of whack. So I was super emotional my first couple weeks. She also was, challenged, had some really, really tough times because she struggled with being gassy and freaked her out, and she cried quite often. It was probably quite painful for her because she really was inconsolable. So it can be really, really rough. So let's say, top 3 tips for you. Get support. Make sure that you have people around you who can help you that first week. 2, don't worry if you feel sad or you feel overwhelmed or you wonder, like, what have you done? Know that it will get better, and it is a challenge, and lots of other women are going through it also, and it gets easier. We're at week 5 now, and already I see a huge difference from those first few weeks. Huge. Even though it's still challenging, we're still both, well, she's not sleep deprived, but I'm sleep deprived. Yeah, so don't worry if you feel like, holy cow, this is too much, because it does get easier. It will get easier. And if you start, if you're feeling sad, that's very common the first few weeks. If it lasts longer than a couple weeks, you definitely want to see your doctor, because postpartum depression is something that you need to catch early on. I remember, being very emotional those first couple weeks, and she's crying and I'm crying, and we went to her first doctor's appointment, and the pediatrician, they ask about you as well, week 1, and said, oh, how's mom doing? I was like, I'm okay. Are you crying or feeling very emotional? And I was like, no, I'm okay. And her dad was there too and said, what do you mean? She's crying. And I was about to object, and I realized, sitting there, I was also about to cry. So I decided not to object and just accept that, yes, I'm emotional, because it's okay. It's normal the first few weeks. But if it does last longer than a couple weeks, you want to definitely get that checked out. And my third bit of advice that I think is super important is to take care of yourself. It goes hand in hand. You know, you are a new mom, but it's really important that you take care of yourself during this time. You have to take care of your baby, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not serving them well either. And I remember the nurse in the hospital telling me, you know, if you need to let the baby cry for 5 minutes so you can take a shower, let the baby cry for 5 minutes. You know, let them put them in their bed or whatever it may be, their chair, and let them cry. So take care of yourself. Make sure that, you know, you might not be sleeping enough, but make sure that you're eating properly and make sure that you take time to take a shower, because as silly as it sounds, some days it's tough. And, you know, again, get that support system so that you can properly take care of yourself. So that's month 1. We're going to do a little update every month, but I'm also going to do a second video and tell you some of the products that I love for month 1, or that I think are really necessities, or I wish I knew about prior to her coming in, so I was well prepared or better prepared. But we're getting through it, and we're going to talk to you again. Well, one of us is going to talk to you and tell you about month 2 and our experience then. We're 5 weeks in now, and already, you know, I'm seeing things start to turn, and there's some fun little surprises as well in month 2, and things do get easier. So try and enjoy it, and we'll see you in month 2. Any comments? I didn't think so.